I could assure you when I was 16 years old, my ambition was sports and girls, and not necessarily in that order. So let's turn the clock back 100 years. And 100 years ago, infectious diseases they were just wreaking havoc on planet Earth. For example, in my own family, my grandfather was born a posthumous child. His father died while he was in the womb of plague, and thus life was unpredictable. Now you roll the clock forward 100 years, and today chronic diseases, they are absolutely crushing us. To give you an example of how big this issue is, look at diabetes. Diabetes in India is going to reach the mark of 100+ million very, very shortly, just in the next 5 to 10 years, with huge burdens on society. Then you look at heart disease, is now the #1 cause of death in Spain. And by the way, most of these people that have heart disease, close to 2/3 are obese, about 1/3 are smokers, and more than 70% are overweight. Cancer, go to Beijing, as of 2013, their Ministry of Health has reported that the rates of cancer have spiked up so much in Beijing, it is now the #1 cause of death there. So these diseases are just wreaking havoc. What is one of the big reasons? One of the big reasons is obviously obesity. 2/3 obesity in this country. Obesity in the United States will add about $200 billion plus to our annual healthcare costs. And even land of thin and the land of perfume, France. You would think everybody's thin there? Well, think again. Obesity rates in France have actually doubled over the last 15 years. And so what happens with obesity is directly linked to a lot of these chronic diseases. So what you may ask is, why is there such a big spike in these chronic diseases that are absolutely crushing us on planet Earth globally? So inflammation is one of the big reasons why obesity and all these chronic diseases are on such huge rise. Now, inflammation, if you have a little boo-boo and you get inflammation and a little swelling, that's a good thing. But if inflammation lingers, it can have huge consequences. Chronic inflammation is really a huge global issue with global public health and chronic diseases. So here you look at a nice farmhouse my cousin has in India. This is the classic fresh food, fresh poultry, fresh vegetables, the stuff that truly keeps inflammation in check and enables us to live a healthy lifestyle. But how many people truly have access to farm fresh food that is not over-processed? Here you look at the urban young in India, and where are they eating? On my last visit, the place is packed. They're eating super over-processed food that is full of fat, it is full of sugar. Processed sugar, I call it the new tobacco. It is absolutely an enemy. It really spikes up inflammation. The issue with processed sugar, it just goes right into the bloodstream, causes what we call insulin resistance inflammation. We're literally poisoning our kids by feeding them all these sugar drinks, causing a huge rise in childhood obesity globally that is going to have huge global consequences for health as time goes on. So the other reason is lack of exercise. Now here you have Superboy and his sister participating in the family sport of running. We're sitting too much. So one of the things is our modern lifestyle doesn't help either. Inflammation is truly lowered by doing exercise every single day. But our lifestyle, most people in most major cities are sitting in their car, going to work, sitting 8 to 10 hours at the modern workplace. Then they come home, sitting, then they sit on a couch, watch television, and eat probably over-processed food. The human body is truly truly an amazing machine. It is designed to really have optimal performance with less food and more activity. I mean, it is not designed for us to be couch potatoes eating potato chips all day long. So the key with exercise, American College of Sports Medicine, their recommendation is minimum 30 minutes of exercise most days of the week. So how many people here practice that? How many are active at least 5 days a week? There you go. That's great. Well, you guys are in an amazing audience. If any other audience, that would not be true. Now, it's something, now I practice what I preach. Ever since my daughter was born, I made a promise to my wife that I will exercise, and I held true to that promise almost 7 years out. But it is very, very important. Exercise reduces inflammation and has a huge impact on really keeping chronic diseases in check. So my famous saying is, walking 30 minutes a day truly, truly keeps the doctor away. So let's, and by the way, walking is also great for all chronic diseases, including arthritis. Now, arthritis is my personal interest. It is what I do a lot of research on at the Hospital for Special Surgery where I practice. And you look at the global epidemic of arthritis, absolutely staggering. I mean, here in the United States, you have 1 out of 5 people currently diagnosed with arthritis. And in the next 15 years, that number is expected to almost double as all these baby boomers become older and their joints wear out. Life is, after all, a full contact sport. So what are our options today in medicine that we offer arthritis sufferers? NSAIDs, or anti-inflammatory medications. I mean, this stuff truly kills people. Every time we take a prescription pad out, we write prescriptions for anti-inflammatories on and on and on. We're causing heart disease, ulcers, high blood pressure, and up to 40,000 people, at least in the United States, die every year from reckless anti-inflammatory use. So if we as physicians are going to stick true to first do no harm, then we need to find better options. And I think curcumin is such an option. Curcumin is what I call the super molecule. It is combining the wisdom of the East. We just need to sort of combine it with the discipline of the West and prove it. For knee arthritis, there's already great data on curcumin, the super molecule, for treating knee arthritis. We plan to undertake trials at the Hospital for Special Surgery on curcumin and its impact on knee arthritis. Again, this could have huge implications in savings. We could avoid a lot of the diseases that anti-inflammatories cause, heart diseases, high blood pressure, ulcers, and we could actually give people the tools to remain active despite having arthritis. So I think curcumin has huge future. It is a turmeric extract, 4,000-year-old remedy in Ayurvedic medicine from India, but it is still, it may be an oldie, but it is a goodie. So let's look at, if we fail anti-inflammatories, what is the current medical option today? We literally do a controlled amputation of the joint, what is called total knee replacement or total hip replacement. Now, these total joint replacements, they're expensive, they have drawbacks, blood clots, infections, and if we keep doing business as usual at this rate, in another 25 years, total joint replacements will make up 2% of our GDP in the United States. I mean, that is unbelievable, huge burden on society. And by the way, total joint replacements, not everybody is a candidate. If you have lots of disease, if you're too old, you may not be a candidate and you have to suffer with your fate. My own personal experience, 1993, when I was visiting India, my grandfather, who was a 90-year-old at that point, this was a man who had taught me Sanskrit, he had taught me how to drink beer, he had taught me about true friendship. This is a man who, last time I saw him, hobbled on his knees to say bye to me. And as I was leaving, that time in 1993, I was an intern, I turned around and I said, you know, one day I will come up with something, so this type of suffering has to end. Now, it took me 20 years to get to this point. Maybe all that beer drinking he had taught me and partying got in the way, but got over science. But it took me 20 years. Failures as an entrepreneur, but I came up with this idea when I was actually at a farm in Mexico, and I thought we were treating arthritis wrong. We were treating it from the top down. So I came up with an idea it's called Peekaboo. Now, it doesn't mean you're hiding, but it is a way to hide arthritis pain. And it is minimally invasive, it is stem cell based, and we just finished trial in India with great results, and we hope to bring this type of minimally invasive, cheap technology to the United States soon in a clinical trial. So what I'd like to end with when it comes to all these big diseases, I believe in the KISS principle, keep it simple and stupid, and sometimes it really works. This conventional wisdom I really learned from my grandmother. She, when I was a child growing up in India, said, educate the women and you can truly untap the human potential. True conventional wisdom. She was way ahead of Warren Buffett when she said that. And the only thing I have to add to her statement is find cheap and effective solutions for big diseases. And I truly think we as human beings occupying planet Earth can begin our journey towards a peaceful and prosperous planet. Namaste.